Level 3 has begun. We're kicking it with Cam Stewart and Rob Vino. I am Gabriel Morency. This is SportsRage. We're going to talk fast and get right down to business. So I talked about it earlier. Great name matchup. Showboats versus Battlehawks. Great stuff. 12:30 Eastern time. So, Rob, I do like Memphis plus the 7. You know, we've talked about St. Louis, and they're so talented. But in this league as a whole, unless you're Birmingham, I'm not really in a hurry to want to lay this many points. I think I don't know if the odds makers overvalue the home field or the crowd or something. And then we got a total of 45.5 here. I'm going Showboats in the over. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I'd be in the same spot with you, Gabe. For Memphis, I think maybe you overreact a little bit to last week when they got destroyed by Birmingham, especially second half, because I think it was 14-12 at halftime or something relatively close. But they got sacked, I think, 8 times last week by Birmingham. Case Cookus, they finally took him out of the game because they couldn't get him hurt
that
anymore.
Birmingham D-line is a monster. They're scary, that D-line.
And the opposite of their D-line is St. Louis. St. Louis only had 4 sacks in 3 weeks. And last week, 42 pass attempts against St. Louis, no sacks against San Antonio. So if Cookus has time, they've got weapons too. And I think you and I both agree that there shouldn't be a week that goes by with that receiving core, if McCarron plays well, that team doesn't score 24 or more. It should really be 27 in that league. So I like over. I like Memphis to stay with them because I think Cookus won't. Well, I think he'll be upright this week, and they'll score points right with St. Louis. St. Louis is not a defensive masterpiece by any means.
All right, well, welcome Sirius XM back in here. And Cam, I know you watched the UFL a bit. Tomorrow night, Cam, the Bruins and the Leafs are on the same time as the Stallions and Defenders. We know what you're watching, but hold on.
No offense, I watched the UFL. You and Rob.
Shout out to everyone joining us on Sirius XM. I'm just saying they're on the same time. No, you know what? It's an hour earlier. The Leaf game's at 8 o'clock Eastern. This is at 7 o'clock. But I was just going to say and ask Rob, this is one of those blind bets, Rob, and we're at the Max Verstappen stage, bro. Like, I can't even exaggerate, Rob and Cam. Like, and you know what I mean? I have the Stallions at times, Rob, in like 8 parlays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my it's my bailout. It's my my welfare social security check. It's like going up and picking up your check as a senior or something. It's like, wow, whenever I get in trouble, it's like I used to say, Cam, my friend that would help me out whenever I had the biggest problems, Central Michigan. I need Central Michigan to win on the money line in football. And they're going to do it because they're going to do it because that's my best friend. I used to kid, Rob, my best friend in tough times was Dan Lefevre in Central Michigan. I'd say, well, I got problems on Wednesday. I'd be like, man, Dan in Central Michigan will get me out of all my trouble on Saturday.
Our second best friend.
That's my thing with Birmingham now, Cam.
Yep.
Whenever I lose a bet on throughout the week, I'm like, whatever. Birmingham play on Saturday, Rob. Dude, they're 3-0. All they do is cover and win.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
the Ohio Bobcats have always been a friend of mine in need. They come through in very tight situations. Always find a way.
That was the night too. It was the legendary night. I've had good nights betting, but it was all documented on the air too. And it was a Dan Lefevre night, Rob. I went 21-0 one night. 21-0.
Oh man!
It was dog. I was live on the air too. It was on Sirius, 98 or whatever at the time. And I you know what it was though? I can't lie, guys. It wasn't like 21 games or anything like that. It was one of those Wednesday night MAC nights where there was like 4 games. And you'll love it, Rob. I took the over in every game, the over in every first half, teased to the over. Like it was like the same plays like in every game times 4, like ding, 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 ding. And somehow I went 21-0. And I'll never forget, I was in a bad mood after because I only won $8,000. And I was like, I'll never go 21-0 again. And I only won $8,000 because I was only betting like $250 and $500 a unit and stuff like that.
That's how we feel sometimes.
Well, gambler, that's when you know you have a gambling problem.
Yeah,
when you went 21-0 and won $8,000 and you're mad. You're like, son of a bitch.
I won $4,100 in golf game, and I didn't put it on another account, and I screwed it up. I was pissed like all week. I know like be happy with wins, man. I know we gambled a lot.
Well, that's how wars are started. Like, why wars are started. Like, don't you have enough? No, we need to steal your oil too. No, we don't have enough. So it's like
never enough.
It's called, gentlemen, greed.
Gary Greed. Yep, we're greedy.
Okay. But all kidding aside, Rob, I told people, I said, listen, until they start, I told Ian Cameron, Babana, who likes to bet on these leagues, I told him the other night, I said, until we start getting to 12 and 13s and stuff, I can't go against Birmingham. Agree or disagree?
I agree, and I'll tell you, I still think they're undervalued, Gabe, because in this particular game, and I'm just getting it right now, I thought this game should have opened at 9.5. So they're close. They're getting there with them now. But a 2-score win here for a team that's got 15 sacks in the last 2 weeks. And I'm not thrilled with Jordan Ta'amu's decision-making at quarterback for DC anyway. He's a 50-50 passer at best in this league. So under pressure with the third worst rushing game in the league, I don't know how DC is going to score enough to cover 9 points.
Rob Vino with us. I'll welcome the AM radio affiliate here in a second. Let's roll. This is SportsRage, the pimps and players, bosses, the people of Bustler, and everybody else in between. Level 3 has begun. We're throwing it down on Sirius XM channel 159 of the SportsGrid radio and television network. Shout out to all of our crew in SoCal, the Mightier 1090, ESPN radio in the house. So is Rob Vino and Cam Stewart. Rob's going to be leaving us in a couple of minutes as you guys are catching the back end of the program right now. You're catching us in UFL mode right now. So we're just talking about the Birmingham Stallions are a dominant team. They're plus 170 to win a championship right now. Rob, quickly, let's go rapid fire. What about the over of this DC Defender Birmingham Stallion game? We got to go over 46.5, don't we?
Hit a 3.
I fear it because I don't know if DC can score enough, Gabe. I'd rather be on side than total there.
Cam, what was your number that you bet? Did you say, what was it? They just landed.
That's it. Hit it.
You won.
Go, lay up.
You won.
Yeah! I
got the 203.
I hit a parlay
203.
Too. Oh, thank you. I got a good number. Finally did so. Oh, man, it's been a great couple of days, Rob. I hit a first-round leader in golf. That trip to New York really tapped me out, man. Thank you, Gambler. I needed that.
The Pelicans are going to be playing the Oklahoma City Thunder at 9:30 Eastern Time, Sunday night on TNT in Oklahoma City. So Rob is kicking it with us right now, UFL. Last one we didn't get to, and then I'll just give you the floor, Rob. And, for the AM radio audience in Southern California on ESPN Radio joining us right now, what you want to share with us on the way out. Arlington and Houston, if any team, I'm not going to lie. Let's not cap this. Arlington are 0-3. We talked about their tough schedule in the first 2 weeks. Last week, these son of a bitches blew a 10-point lead in the last 50 seconds of a football game somehow. But that's the UFL. I'm taking them this week, Rob. Yes or no? Arlington wins.
Yeah, I think you have to. And I think there you can play over, Gabe. Luis Perez is playing great. And now that Guarantano is not the quarterback, Reed Sinnott really moved that team last week. And their defense was horrendous against Michigan. So I could see Arlington and over.
Rob Vino, wagertalk.com, robvinosports.com, the best. This is SportsRage.
It's when he swung it easy at 3/4 golf swings, and he pretty much hit his number all the time. Dude, but when he hit something full, he hit it 20 yards over the greens at times. He's like, what are you doing?
He's just smiley, happy, and a freakish athlete golf robot that's going to be right there winning majors for the next 10-plus years. It's amazing.
Did you say he was smiling or smiley?
Only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Philadelphia 76ers, who are the second best team in this Eastern Conference by a mile when Joel Embiid is healthy. And that's just what they are. So now, if Giannis isn't available, the Bucks would be dogs in the series.
He ain't sleeping on that air mattress anymore. He's got a regular king-size bed, a posturepedic, whatever they call it, a Sealy's, whatever they do, those things. He ready to roll. Dominating tonight.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
People that bashed him will be eating their words this year. Pretty heavily favored to be a first-round pick, minus 400 earlier this week. But that's not the surprise.
If you're drafting J.J. McCarthy in the first half of the first round, you clearly believe not only is he a starter, he's going to be your starter for years to come. But
a popular bet was under 3.5 wide receivers in the first round.
The tape doesn't lie, baby.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
This sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Great stuff with Rob Vino. I could talk football and sports with Rob all night. Now we wait on Tony Finn. We got rid of Rob Vino for Tony Finn. And Tony's like a slot machine in Vegas. So Tony's here at 51. Tony's like a slot machine, actually. It only hits like 3 out of 10 times.
You should have kept Vino on for one.
If you're lucky, yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
I like as soon now, Cam. I looked up. I'm like, oh yeah. Like, I just thought it. I wasn't worried. I wasn't thinking about it before. I was deeply immersed in my conversation with Rob. But I looked up and I'm like, where's Tony? You know what I mean? I'm like, where's Tony? It's 12-12. Like, where's Tony?
I didn't want to bother you. You're the captain of the ship, but I got a feeling Tony's not going to make it this segment. We should have.
I feel like a police chief, Cam, looking over. I'm like, where's this guy anyways? Where's our? He really is Harvey Keitel and Bad Lieutenant, if you think about it. He's like the crooked detective. I'd be like, Finn, and he'd tell me, Sergeant, I'm working on a case. I'd be like, yeah, you're working on a case. That's why you're all messed up, huh?
You see him.
That's why you're all messed up, huh, Finn? You're working on a case, huh?
That was the best last week. Tommy's like, no Finn. No, I called him. No answer.
Yeah. By the way, don't update me with that. It just makes me madder too. Like I was going to say that last week. They kept telling me every 5 minutes, Tony's not here. I'm like, I know he's not here. I see he's not here. Tony's not here. Every 30 seconds in my head said, no Finn. No Finn yet. I'm like, yeah, I can tell. All right.
He's like a Star Trek hologram. He might show up like you, but I'm predicting. Okay, over under. Okay, right now on the clock, it's 2:14. Over under for Finn. What do you got?
No, I say he's not showing up at all.
Like we're not even already. Right?
No, we're 2 minutes in and I've given up like 1,000,000%. No.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the Rangers versus the Capitals. Mine is like, I don't know, maybe like, no, like he would have shown up by now. I don't know. Last week, I don't know if he fell in his pool or something like that. The guy's sending me pictures of his pool. Nice looking pool. I don't know if Tony stole the Mirage pool. Like he stole. I think Tony literally pulled up to the Mirage Casino in Vegas and stole all the palm trees and stole the volcano. Tony sent me a picture of his backyard. It looks like the Mirage backyard. He goes, sorry, Gabe, I was working on my pool and I don't know. It was so long, the email. It was like a Hunter S. Thompson novel. It was like, I hurt my back and I took some medication. And next thing I knew, it was 4 a.m. Sorry to upset you and let you down. So I sent him a message today. I was like, "Are we good?" I said, "Or are we, you're going to fall in the pool again or something?" Evidently, he fell in the pool. But he's like one of the only guests, to be honest, where I actually do get concerned. Some people will be like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't know where he is." Tony, I worry.
I win the bet. I'm going to win the bet. I knew he's here. I got Tony.
Yeah.
Yes, I win.
Oh, look, here's Tony.
He looks
just like that. You're like a genie. You're like Batman. Well, you just appeared out of nowhere. What's up, Tony Finn?
He'll be
Tony,
good.
how you doing?
What's up? Good. It's a good day. I'm fine. I'm not sleeping. Don't have to visit the doctor down the road.
You sleep a lot.
I barely sleep.
I got insomnia, man. I
don't even know what happened. I don't even know what happened last week, Tony. We love you, but I sort of saw your message, but it was so long, and I got a lot of personal problems to begin with. I don't have time to read all this stuff. So what happened? Like you hurt yourself in a pool, you fell asleep, you're on medication, I don't know. So I asked you, "Are we good today?" And I gave up. Cam, I said, "Where's Tony Finn?" like 4 minutes ago. And I didn't think. Cam said, "What are the odds? Let's set odds, like whether he gets on or not." I said, "There's no odds. He's not coming. He's done." They said, I give up. Like I said, this is like the Rangers versus the Capitals. But the Capitals did have a chance. So I didn't give you like minus 2,000. The Rangers are minus 410. You just cash as a plus 315 underdog.
You're damn right. Just throw it on the pile. What a night tonight.
Cam, you're hot. There you go, buddy. You're hot. You didn't win any money, but you're hot. There you go. There it is. Those are the odds. Because I even said, Cam, you remember, I said, it's like the Rangers versus the Caps. 410 versus, there we go. So he cashes plus 315.
You know what, Morency? I remember that run that you had, like with Verstappen and stuff, like you couldn't lose or whatever. And you don't ever want to say stuff like that, but that trip to New York really beat me down. And since that trip, like the first round leaders in golf, like I'm not a very lucky person, but I feel like, late baskets my way, no goals in games that are 6.5 with 5 goals in the first. It's just finally things are coming my way. Like for a change, Gambler, thank you. Keep it up. Let's go. We need more.
The thing is, now you need then tomorrow, you sort of increase the units, attack tomorrow, but understand when things go bad, come back hard one time, and then if it goes bad again, realize, all right, that streak is over. And it's hard as bettors to do that sometimes. Because sometimes, dude, I didn't lose once for like 6 months. I'm not saying every night, but you know what I mean, Tony? You get these things?
Yeah.
It was almost like I just sort of clicked blind. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And then,
I agree.
But when you lose it, you lose it. And then I couldn't win for like 20 days in a row. I've had a really roller coaster up and down recent betting run. But how you manage things and recognizing when you're hot and when you're not is pretty important, isn't Tony Finn?
It is important. I'm not one that changes a lot. Kind of you win them like you lost them. And
very disciplined you are then. Same units. You stick to your units, huh?
Right, I do. I stick to my units. I rarely come off of them. Occasionally I have my dead president report, which I've had 2 days in a row now. And both of those have when they come home a profit, they come home a really nice chunk profit, Of course, like you said, Gabe, when they lose, you go down hard. So that's no,
and goes. And honestly, just from a straight, all kidding aside, a strategic standpoint, I always tell people, if you only bet the same amount of units on every bet that you make, you won't lose. You can't get in trouble unless you suck at it and then just stop, right? But the problem the problem is, and Tony and Ken, the problem is, if you do that, it's never enough. I just told a story a couple minutes ago about going 21-0 one night in college football, but I was only betting like $250 and $500 a unit, and I only won $8,000, and I was in a bad mood after. Oh, it wasn't enough. But you always have to. What's that, Cam?
I need you to listen to me for a sec. This is very important. When you're playing blackjack, okay, and you're winning, you can't play. You do it in small increments. You leave 25, 30, 40, 60, whatever. And then that's when you make your money when you have your hot streak, because, again, you're going to lose a double, whatever, bring it back. So I agree with what you're saying. You don't go all in, but you go You know what I'm saying, Morency? It's like when you win a little bit, just increase it. That's the way I look at things, right? So you're winning.
But as I stated, you have to know though when it's over. Yes. And a lot of people don't.
That's true.
A lot of people.
Haven't you ever been to a table, guys, and you're with a buddy or your girl, whoever it might be, whoever you're with, and you're so hot that you look at each other, you say, "We can't lose." All in. Yeah. Haven't you ever been that point? Haven't you ever been there? All in.
I've done it, Tony. It never ends well. Yes. That's stupid.
No, but that's the whole point, though. Whenever you get into that stuff, that's when you're betting on emotion.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. Especially with machines, which I know you like, especially with machines. But it's like baseball. It's just sort of like numbers. If you sit in front of a slot machine enough, right, and you have your system, I mean, it's a mathematical.
Yeah, I don't do slots, but I do.
There's no emotion to it.
No.
Slots is the new thing now, and I know people. I suck. Like, I used to look at slots as just something to get free drinks in and sit there and like whatever, and blindly punch. I'll be honest with you, I never even realized there was a strategy to slots.
Nor did I.
In the sense of, there's not really a strategy when you hit the machine or you pull a machine, but these people, they know what machines to hit. There's parasites. They're literally vultures. So you literally wait for that machine, and they know which machine is about to hit. You see Krakenberger's videos. There's like Asian ladies lurking behind them.
It's when he swung it easy at three-quarter golf swings, and he pretty much hit his number all the time. Dude, but when he hit something full, he hit it 20 yards over the greens at times. He's like, what are you doing?
He's just smiley, happy, and a freakish athlete golf robot that's going to be right there winning majors for the next 10-plus years. It's amazing.
Did you say he was smiling or smiley?
Only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Philadelphia 76ers, who are the second best team in this Eastern Conference by a mile when Joel Embiid is healthy. And that's just what they are. So now, if Giannis isn't available, the Bucks would be dogs in the series.
He ain't sleeping on that air mattress anymore. He's got a regular king-size bed, a Posturepedic, whatever they call it, a Sealy's, whatever they don't think. He ready to roll. Dominating tonight.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
People that bashed him will be eating their words this year. Pretty heavily favored to be a first-round pick, minus 400 earlier this week. But that's not the surprise.
If you're drafting J.J. McCarthy in the first half of the first round, you clearly believe not only is he a starter, he's going to be your starter for years to come. But
a popular bet was under 3.5 wide receivers in the first round.
The tape doesn't lie, baby.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I am Morency. Man, so much stuff, but you know what? We're in our gaming. We got our gaming hats on right now. I want to get back to we're going to get to the picks, but I am Gabriel Morency. I was just talking about, we see handicap. Remember, poker was a big thing years ago, and for the record, you'll never meet bigger scumbags in any business than the poker business, but that's just whatever. But now, I don't know all these YouTube. I know who they are. I don't watch all of them and stuff, and it's crazy because sometimes I find out, I'm a fan of yours, and I'm like, man, I can't believe this famous guy's a fan of mine. I don't even know who the hell he is. But there's people now, Tony and Cam, and you're in Vegas, Tony, so you know what I'm talking about. There's a big market for this, like, reckless gaming stuff. All these rich YouTube kids and stuff, they make money as influencers. Like, they have all this money, but they're pretty good gamblers. Not at sports, but, like, at attacking the tables. But it's easier to be a good gambler, Cam, when you make, like, $22 million a year on YouTube.
Money makes money.
So, yeah, yes. So, like, they sit at the blackjack table, oh, look at me, I'm cool. I just won $1 million hand. Yeah. Whatever, dude, and you're going to get a bunch of hits, and YouTube's paying you for your hits, and is it really your money? It's like Drake betting on a basketball game. Who cares, Drake? So what? You won $1 million. Good for you. So, but these slot machines, I was just going to say, the Buffalo slot machine is really a real deal, and I'm not going to get into the technicalities too much of it, but pro players know how to recognize, walk through. I never realized this. You know what I mean? I used to think, whatever, you hit the button and you walk through and you hope it hits. These guys know how to, like, watch Bill Krakenberger, who's one of the best bettors in the business. He did a video the other day where there was, like, this lady lingering behind him. She was like a shark, and she'd, like, hide behind a slot machine when he turned around and stuff. And she knew this guy's pumping money into this machine, is building. And they're called, there's all kinds of different names for them. But it's basically, you know how to read these machines. And I tweeted about it at the Super Bowl, guys. I'm an idiot. I bet on sports. I lived in Vegas for years. I've never been a big gambler type guy. And I stayed away from it for the most part. I had some fun at the blackjack table after some drinks. But I hung with this guy, and it took 20 minutes, and we were drunk. He left. I started winning at the slot machine immediately after he left. I walked around, and the system worked, Tony and Cam. I was like, this actually works. Like, I put $100. I was like, wow, I just got $210 back. Like, bing. And he told me, he goes, you're not going to win $2 million. So you're not swinging for the jackpot. He goes, think of it like sports betting. He goes, you put 200 in, you won 500, take it out, and move on to the next machine. And they really know how to attack it, man. And the last thing I was going to say, and we've all been to McCarran Airport, and you see the slot machines there. And I've always thought, you know what? Cam, they're not going to. Why would the slot machines be favorable? Because Tony, they program. It's like they say, loosest slots in the city, right? The strip slots will pay out like 9% of the time. Fremont used to be 12 and 13. Now they're probably like 9% of the time. But you know what I'm saying? So there's percentages of this stuff. There's legal percentages, how low they can go, and et cetera. I don't want to get into it, but my point is, Tony, I always had the vision of, the tightest, I can't say that. So the hardest slots to win in the city would be at the airport, Tony. They already have your money. You're leaving. They don't want you to win. Why would they want you to win? You're not going to stay and spend the money. You're in a damn airport. Anybody that follows the gaming industry like I do, people are winning at the airport like 3-4 times a week. And I spoke to a pro slot jockey about this, and it's like Marge Simpson. You're a slot jockey. So I spoke to a slot jockey about this, and I said, man, what's up with these slots at the airport? I said, they seem to pay all the time. I thought they were like a loser play. He goes, it's the best play in the city. He goes, imagine, Cam, people are stockpiling money into these machines. Yeah. They don't understand when they're about to hit, and they have to leave for their flight, bro. Those machines are ticking. They're landmines, Cam.
Yeah.
Some girl from Iowa, Karen from Iowa, is cracking the machine. She's got to board her flight. It's about to hit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I like that.
It's actually gold, man. Those machines are gold. Sorry,
from Iowa.
Karen from Iowa. Sorry, Karen in Iowa. I didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And Gabe,
I will say this,
guys.
Yeah, you talk, Tony, and then I'll give you a story.
No, I was going to say, back in the early '90s, when we were playing pretty heavy sports, playing heavy. I was heavily as heavy as I ever played. I wasn't married. I was just about ready to get married, and you could get. I can get $5
Keep your
grand
personal
down,
sexual life out of this, Finn.
Are we talking gambling or
go on
like
with the
marriage?
story here, Tony. No one's asking about your marriage.
Okay, I could get down for $5. I could get $5 grand down on a bet at the Mirage, which was about as most you can get anywhere in town.
Yeah.
The biggest slot player I knew and saw and watched him all the time, the biggest, John Thompson, head coach, Georgetown Hoyas. He came to Vegas. He played high roller slots.
Really? Huh?
$5. Yep. Yes, sir. Absolutely. John Thompson. Yep. And I'm telling you, he played hard. Funny stuff back
Coach
then.
Thompson.
It's funny. It's funny you
Thompson.
mentioned that, Tony, because when I go with my girlfriend and stuff, and
that's why I had the towel.
Yeah, sweating, yeah. So I learned this too, and guys, and you guys know, like all these people that come in with these like pennies, 10 cents, 25 cents. My girlfriend, she figured it out because we came to Vegas like 40 times. She goes, "Listen, I'm gonna go like maximum spins on this machine." Nailed it. My brother, same thing. Like when he was down there, that's the whole thing. You can't like play nickels and dimes. Like if you're going to win this thing, you have to be flush, and and it takes game. That's what you say.
But it's like blackjack
and stuff like that. But
I said, I have a buddy who wins, and you see him online, and he's posted, "Oh, I won 21,000, just won 3,000." You almost see it daily. But
yes, I do.
He's not trying to like pull a Floyd Mayweather. It's not like he doesn't lose. But he told me, he goes, "You can't stop because you lost $7,000 in 2 days."
Exactly. You're right.
Like you need to keep going and believe in the system. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you need to ride it out because, you know what I mean, Cam? Some people be like, "Oh, great system, Morency. I went to Vegas. I lost $2,000 in 20 minutes. Yeah, well, that's not the way it works, kid.
You're still right.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
You're right.
She'll call and say, Tony, come down to such and such and sit at machine number 8 because a guy just pumped in 4,000 and walked away."
Man, what an inside connection you have, bro.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I'll tell you right now,
that's what I'm saying. No, they're parasites. No, but they're pros, bro. I'm not kidding. Yeah. I've seen there's like 62-year-old Asian ladies walking around, man. They look like they have no money. Really, they have $300K in their pocket ready to like hit this machine. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're so right.
I live in these casinos, man. I've seen it all. Like people think too, like there's people watching you and there's people watching the people that are watching you. When you're betting on sports, guys, you think no one's watching. Yeah. There's hustlers watching you. How much money did you bet? How much money did you make? How happy you're. I used to realize, I learned all this. I got too excited in a sports book once years ago in Vegas. Security came up to me and they pulled me aside. They said, "Listen, you should chill out." And I looked at the guy. And I was like, "What do you mean? I want a sports book?" He goes, "Listen." He goes, "These guys, that crew over there, they're noticing your excitement about this game." And he goes, "If they notice your excitement about this game, they know you have a lot of money on this game." And he goes, "They're watching." And the whole thing is, so you got to keep your head up. Everybody is watching everybody all the time in these places. So that's another element to this. But at the same point in time, I have enough vices when it comes, you know what I mean? I'm already locked into sports betting. I've done a good job in my own personal life. I've never gotten into like video poker. Blackjack is never whatever. You know what I mean? I'll go and I'll play, but it's one of those, all right, I'm only going to, I'll bring $300. I'll bring 500. Like I'll set a limit. I'm not a slot guy and stuff, but the fact of the matter is how this started. There is a generation, there are people out there, like, like Billy in Vegas, Tony. People think of him as a sports bettor. People didn't realize, like, no, he's got a whole operation going, bro. He's got a team of people hitting slots. He's got a team at the blackjack table. He's got a team at the pie out table. He's got a team at this. Like, whatever he sees an angle at a casino, that's where he's got an angle at.
I played golf with him one time, okay? And not only does he play to have a team, his team follows him around when he's playing golf. It's quite an outfit, quite a network. Yeah.
Morency, the smartest thing you said about this whole stuff is you brought up the best point. You're going to get smoked for a while, and my brother's a very impatient man. He's very different than me. He's like, it reminds me of you, like he's in there, he's that guy. And he was down a lot of money, but he didn't stop. And then the one time, smashed it. Same thing. Didn't quit at minus 3,000, whatever. He's like, he owns a tile business. Go, hit the big one. Same thing again.
But you like blackjack, Cam? I think blackjack is the worst one because you're not getting big money back. At least, you know what I mean, Tony and Cam? Like, you're going through this big, you're going through this big grind, the ups and downs, just to get the even money back. At least if you go through the ups and downs in the grind of Keno or slots, you're getting that big payday.
I will explain this about blackjack, though. I'm actually decent because people don't play it right. You can't leave the same amount out there.
I was going to say, Cam, it seems like the blackjack sharks, put it this way, the slot jockeys I know used to be card counters in Vegas. They moved on to slots.
They have.
They find, you know what I mean? They're like, blackjack's not profitable enough for the trouble.
Interesting.
Doesn't mean you don't have to love blackjack. Yeah, not everybody has to be a degenerate gambler trying to beat a book.
It's when he swung it easy at three-quarter golf swings, and he pretty much hit his number all the time. Dude, but when he hit something full, he hit it 20 yards over the greens at times. He was like, what are you doing?
He's just smiley, happy, and a freakish athlete golf robot that's going to be right there winning majors for the next 10-plus years. It's amazing.
Did you say he was smiling or smiley?
Only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Philadelphia 76ers, who are the second best team in this Eastern Conference by a mile when Joel Embiid is healthy. That's just what they are. So now, if Giannis isn't available, the Bucks would be dogs in the series.
He ain't sleeping on that air mattress anymore. He's got a regular king-size bed, a Posturepedic, whatever they call it, a Sealy's, whatever they don't think. He's ready to roll. Dominating tonight.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
People that bashed him will be eating their words this year. Pretty heavily favored to be a first-round pick, minus 400 earlier this week. But that's not the surprise.
If you're drafting J.J. McCarthy in the first half of the first round, you clearly believe not only is he a starter, he's going to be your starter for years to come. But
a popular bet was under 3.5 wide receivers in the first round.
The tape doesn't lie, baby.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
This sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Shout out to Trap God in our chat. Says online slots are good. I've hit a couple. Man, now we're getting into DJ and stuff. Online slots and stuff.
Here we go. We're back.
Don't plant any seeds in my mind, man.
Yeah.
Just for the record, too, we'll move on. I know, because after the show's going to stop, Cam, I have access to all this. I'm going to look and be like, yeah, maybe I'll play some online.
Yeah.
But Paul Bovey, if you're listening, Paul, you might be. Paul watches the show sometimes. Degenerate Weasel calls me Degenerate Weasel and Cam a Degenerate Weasel. Paul sends me a text. Dude, it's like 5 a.m. West Coast time. Ding, 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 ding. My phone starts going off. It's Paul Bovey with a Filipino basketball pick. Hey, Gabe, I'm smashing this if you want to hop in. 5,000. Guy's betting rain or shine PBL games. That's the name of the team, Rain or Shine. And when it's funny because he moved to the Philippines. I don't know, moved there, whatever he's doing, whatever. He's in the Philippines about 3-4 months ago, and I told him, I said, Paul, I bet a lot of Filipino basketball in the past. I said, why don't we start betting it together? We'll get into it together. He goes, Gabe, man, I told you, you're a degenerate weasel. I'm not betting on Filipino basketball. Cam, it took him 2 months. He's betting 5 dimes a game now.
Couldn't resist.
Why wouldn't you? It's the local basketball league. It's on TV.
Exactly. The problem with him now, though, is I don't know when these horse races go off at Aqueduct at night. Like, they had a late card today, so what's the hour difference, right? So he's got to do what he's got to do at the time limits. Eventually, he's got to sleep. So I don't know how his horse
It's like a 12-hour difference, essentially. It's like 12 in the afternoon there.
Exactly. So he's got to find
like his NBA games that's why I kept him longer the other night, because he used to get mad. Not mad, but, he's a finicky dude. So he used to get like, I get up at 5 a.m, Gabe, and run and do triathlons. I can't be up all night on your show. So we got him on earlier. Now he's on in the Philippines. It's like 10 in the morning there. He loves it. He's watching NBA. So basically, NBA games come on for him, Cam, at like 8 a.m. He's loving it.
Oh, beautiful. Wake up to it? Yeah, no, totally different.
He wakes up on the beach, goes for a run on the beach, and then bets his NBA games. And then
good life.
Later in the night, Filipino time, Cam, at like prime time Philippines at like 7 or 8. For us, it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. And that's my DGen hour. That's when I'm up betting like the crazy stuff. So he's sending me messages now. You're lucky you're on the East Coast. You don't live our life. Because I bet like New Zealand basketball, Korean basketball, Filipino, Australian soccer.
I hate the East Coast time zone. I'm going to tell you something else that no one's talking about, Morency. This is very important, and people don't talk about this. There's a story going on. I know about Caitlin Clark and the shoe deal, whatever. Do you know Nelly Korda is 5 tournaments in a row?
Oh, yeah. He's won 4 in a row. Can she win 5? Yeah.
Modern media. Oh, no. It's all, let's talk about this and
Good point.
You're talking about an American
how come
woman.
You didn't bring hold on. How come you didn't bring this up like 2 tournaments ago?
I brought it up one tournament ago. Come on, Morency, it's your show. I'm here. I'm just telling you.
I know. The guy. But he's telling us, no one Tony's telling us no one talks about it. We didn't talk about it. I wish I saw that Nelly Korda, same thing. She's going for 5 in a row. I'm like, why aren't we betting this?
I mentioned it one tournament ago. I'm a little bit late. But I'm going to say this. That guy that Carver has on the show, the other Stewart guy, he's got a Scheffler, Korda parlay
Who's a Smiley Kaufman? Is our new golf guy.
No, Smiley Kaufman is actually the guy who does happy hour down at the tournaments, but I'm Keith Stewart. He's at Harbor Town right now. There's a parlay out there, Scheffler, Korda, 30-1. Carver's on it, and Scheffler made a huge move today. He's only 3 back. Korda leading going in. She's 7 under. This Coughlin girl's pretty good, though, 1 back. Anyway, I'm just saying this story.
Hold on. I want to get it on this.
Come on, media.
Where is it listed under here? What's the official listed under?
Oh, Chevron. The tournament is the Chevron Championship for the women. It's a big deal. Big tournament.
Why do I see 3 balls here? I don't want 3 balls.
No, you want outright leaders.
Yeah. All right. I got to go to futures. Markets. Where the hell?
We'll talk about this. Right. Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Sorry. We'll get to Tony's NBA pick. Sorry, Tony.
Yeah.
Nelly Korda is plus 137. What's the leaderboard now, Ken?
Now she's leading by 1 over this girl. I think her name's Krista Coughlin. She's very, very good. But I want more than that.
Well, what? We're not going to get more, though. It's like Scotty Scheffler. She's winning all the time. We're not going to get more.
Oh, good. Okay, let Tony do his thing and let me think about plan B, okay? Sorry, just let me regroup with the
I'm going to jump in out of principle, Cam, so we can win money on it. I'm going to take Nelly Korda plus 137, parlayed with, I don't know, the Vancouver Canucks plus 2.5 goals Sunday night or the Birmingham Stallions tomorrow. Let me put together a parlay here. Tony, what do you like tomorrow in the NBA, buddy?
I like a couple games. I like Philly. And I like Philly playing a very similar style of basketball, at least to get in, right? Yeah, with the Knicks, get that Philly
plus
get back.
3.
You get 3.
Now
3. Yeah, 3. I like the over 209 as well in that game.
Over.
We could be the ones that come at you and you say, "Ooh, Cam, how your picks doing?" And I'm like, "I'm feeling pretty good about them." But anyway, Tony, we love you, buddy.
No, I told you earlier when we were talking basketball with Rob, this is the one I don't know. I said, I don't know about the Knicks and the Sixers. I know everybody's buying into the Knicks, and we're a big New York network. Let's be real. There's a big New York Knicks bias on SportsGrid, but not with me. I like the Knicks. I'm not anti-Knick. The Yankees,
I'm not either.
Some of the other teams.
I like the Knicks.
Oh, yeah, I'm not.
I like the Knicks.
I'm not anti-Knick.
Always like the Knicks.
Me too. I used to be a Knicks fan when I was a kid.
Frazier. Yeah, a big Walt Frazier fan back when he played. That's a long time ago, guys. So I was a kid, but they were my team. The Knicks were my team. So, but we're talking who's going to win
Bernard
and who am I
King.
on. Bernard. Well, that's a little after Walt, but yeah, absolutely. Bernard King could score.
Not as old as you, Tony.
Couldn't play any defense, but he could sure score.
Tony's going back to the Oscar. Tony, you actually probably saw Jerry West live. All kidding aside, did you?
No.
You ever see? Did you see him on TV though when you were a kid? Right?
No. Oh yeah, sure. But I saw Nate Archibald live many times. How about that?
I love this.
How about Nate Archibald? I saw Nate Archibald. The season that Nate
I
won,
saw Nate Archibald.
He led the league in assists and scoring. Okay, I watched him probably 30 times live that year. So, and I was young, but I was a big Nate Archibald fan. He was playing with guys like Sam Lacey. If you remember Sam Lacey and Wedman.
Oh, I remember Sam Lacey. Yeah. Put it this way, I'll ask you: what's the first NBA Finals you remember, Kim?
That's a great question, Gabe.
Well, I can say Stanley Cup or World Series. I know, like the first World Series that I remember and watching was the year with the Reds and the classic Reds, 1976.
Wow.
Basketball was when the Supersonics and the Wizards.
Wizards,
Bullets, 77, 78. And it was on tape delay. It was on tape delay after. But you've been around a little bit longer, Tony. What was your first NBA Finals you remember watching? And it weren't on TV before, though. That's the whole thing with the NBA Finals.
No,
like I said, in the late 70s, they came on tape delay after the news. National media wasn't in. There was no ESPN or anything in those days. And the NBA was deemed too urban, i.e. it was too black with the afros. It wasn't like the NBA didn't really get big until Magic and Bird popped it loose.
Knicks and Lakers will be the first one. That'll be 1972 when Knicks and Lakers played.
That's hardcore. Phil Jackson, that's hardcore. Willis Reed, you're going old school.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, you mentioned that the baseball World Series, back in 72, 73, I'm young, 13, 14 years old, but my first time I ever skipped school was in junior high. Why did I skip school? Because the World Series was on during the day. We skipped to go watch the World Series on television. Reggie Jackson, 73, ended up being the MVP, World Series MVP, hit 310,
you like this, Tony.
7 hits. Yeah.
My mother skipped school to go see the Beatles arrive at the airport.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Right out of like a TV sitcom, Cam. My grandfather picked up the morning paper and they're sitting at breakfast. He said, "How was school yesterday?" I said, "School was fine. Why do you ask?" She was in the damn picture on the front page of the newspaper.
Your grandfather's pretty slick.
Yeah,
pretty good.
He's looking. Well, I'd probably notice my daughter, too, if I had one sticking out on the front page of the paper.
Yeah.
Screaming at the Beatles getting off a plane. So
that's amazing.
You know what? I hate to do it because I got to be honest too. I grew up loving Dr. J, and I'm a big Tony fan as well. I like that team, Maurice Cheeks and all that. I don't like modern Philly teams. I'm just going to be real. Like, they piss me off. As a Raptor fan, I don't like the Sixers. But I actually think they could beat the Knicks, Cam. Like, all these Knicks fans are very confident. Like, they think it's going to be easy or something. Like, dude, the Sixers are like probably as good as you guys or better than you are. Be careful about what you wish for.
You know what? Know what it is, quickly, Tony? I'll be real quick, and then I'm going to shut up for the rest of the show. The Knicks are treating this like the way Boston fans are treating the Leafs. Like there's some kind of
you notice Knicks fans, the Knicks, we're going to go far. It's like, guys, you got the Sixers tomorrow. They're not going to be easy.
I think the series is over already.
Hey, Tony, you like the Sixers plus the 3, huh?
Yeah, well, if Melton plays, and then he's a question mark.
He's not.
He doesn't play, I like him. But if okay, there you go. But I'll say this.
Well, I don't want to be doctor, but I don't think he is, no.
Yeah. Okay. The Knicks are going to have to make hay. Look at Embiid, Maxey, but Nick, and then Tobias Harris. What?
The Sixers are flakes, though, bro. Let's not get carried away because they beat a bunch of pansy teams this week.
No, well, but you know what I'm talking about.
And Batum's not going 5 of 8 or whatever the hell he did from 3 again.
What is
I'm taking the Knicks out of spite.
Those 5 are on
out
the floor.
of spite, fandom.
How many points?
Give me the Knicks.
How many points? How many points per 100 possessions are the Knicks when Embiid, Maxey, Melton, Batum, and Harris are on the floor together? They're plus 33.3 net. Plus 33.3 net. 137 points per 100 possessions.
OG Anunoby is going to be a big difference in this. I'm no longer scared. I'm back on the Knicks.
That changed.
I never was saying I'm taking the Sixers. I just said I'm scared of the series from the Knicks perspective. I like the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow. Do we got my bets up? Actually, let's flow this up. I think we got a little bit here. Now get my series spread bet up here, guys, if you can. I know we're talking fast here. Let the crew do their thing here. Bunch of Knicks fans. Hey, I'll tell you what. Our crew right now with these graphics and stuff with my best bets, you guys are Knicks fans. So it's sort of, if you guys deliver fast, I'm going to believe in the Knicks more. If you don't, I'll be like, damn, Knicks fans. There you go. Great job. All right, here we go. Saturday's best bets. Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves on the money line tomorrow to beat the Phoenix Suns. I'm an over better. I don't think it's going over. Give me the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks under 209.
Versus Tony.
Give me the Los Angeles Lakers plus 7 tomorrow. What do you think, Finn, about the Lakers tomorrow plus 7?
I would have to be on the Lakers. I'm staying away from that series because one reason. I should be on it because you know how I feel about Denver, right? We've talked about that a little bit. They can't win it. The Lakers are playing really well, but I don't trust them.
Denver wins the series, but the Lakers cover more spread than they do in the series. That's my pick.
It's when he swung it easy at 3/4 golf swings, and he pretty much hit his number all the time. Dude, but when he hit something full, he hit it 20 yards over the greens at times. He's like, what are you doing?
He's just smiley, happy, and a freakish athlete golf robot that's going to be right there winning majors for the next 10-plus years. It's amazing.
Did you say he was smiling or smiley?
Only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Philadelphia 76ers, who are the second best team in this Eastern Conference by a mile when Joel Embiid is healthy. And that's just what they are. So now, if Giannis isn't available, the Bucks would be dogs in the series.
He ain't sleeping on that air mattress anymore. He's got a regular king-size bed, a Posturepedic, whatever they call it, a Sealy's, whatever they don't think. He ready to roll. Dominating tonight.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
People that bashed him will be eating their words this year. Pretty heavily favored to be a first-round pick, minus 400 earlier this week. But that's not the surprise.
If you're drafting J.J. McCarthy in the first half of the first round, you clearly believe not only is he a starter, he's going to be your starter for years to come. But
a popular bet was under 3.5 wide receivers in the first round.
The tape doesn't lie, baby.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
This sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Tony Finn in the house. Tony, I never lose. Finn, I can't lose.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
That's the best. Yeah. Hey,
Tony.
man. Yeah, come on.
So, Tony, what's your you got a baseball. We got to be fast here on the way out. You got a baseball play you want to share with us, the run line play with Milwaukee Brewers. What do you got for us?
Well, you don't have to play run line anymore, too. But the Cardinals, listen, this Cardinals team, instead of adding pitchers during the offseason, they probably should have looked at adding some bats. They're slashing against left-handed pitching, 176, 313, 277. Now, they don't have it's not a big sample size. It's still early. But in 17 games, they've had only 119 at bats against left-handed, but they can't hit anybody. First off, I thought, well, they must be overcompensating right-handers. They can't hit right-handers either. And Miles Miko, pitching, he's never had any success against the Brewers. Milwaukee, plus 120, small dog on the road at Busch.
Cam, what do you got for us tomorrow, besides your Toronto Maple Leafs?
I'm going to take the Islanders plus 1.5. If you guys, I got this leaderboard covered in golf. If you want to take a flyer, Xander Schauffele had a new putter and he shot 700. Today he's 50-1, 5 shots back. He'll be in the mix. Gabe, I'm going to ride the Nelly Cordes stuff. I wish we got more than plus 137, but this chick is hotter than anything right now. She is just on fire.
I'm following Cam. He can't lose.
I can lose, but I'm having a good couple of days. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Yeah, let's roll. This guy's killing me, Gabe. I'm trying to be humble.
It's a good thing this isn't a national press.
Give us your best
This
bets,
chick is
Tony.
hot.
I know. Yeah, shut his mic. Best bets, Gabe. Let's go. Don't mush me. There, 11. Give me them. Go, Gabe. You're up.
Give me the Showboats plus 7 points in the UFL. Hey, I'm 11-4-1 so far through 3 weeks in this league. Give me the Showboats plus 7. Give me the over in the Memphis St. Louis game, over 45.5. Lay the 9 with the Birmingham Stallions and the DC Defenders and the Birmingham Stallions go over 46.5. Follow me on Twitter at SportsRage. Other night, you're on your own later.
Later.